cheery, isn't it?
So Restore Britain, that's Rupert
Yes.
Lowe.
Yes.
Ben Habib has set something up as well. We've got Farage and Reform.
Yep.
So when I look at Restore, and I know, whatever happened with Farage and Rupert Lowe, I don't know the insides, only those two do, I suppose, or some people do. But isn't it just going to be too many parties and allow the left to get in?
Well, this is a really important point. So Restore Britain is not a party. Restore Britain is a movement. And, when we were in the kind of, the preliminary stage of launching, we had conversations with various people. Rupert had consulted a number of people, some of whom said, you need to start a party. Now that you've been kicked out of Reform, the police investigation has concluded, which shows that the allegations made against you were total nonsense. And so now you're this kind of free agent who's already proven his ability to meaningfully shift the discourse on things like the rape gangs and massive immigration and deporting illegal migrants and free speech and various other issues. Rupert has already shown his ability, to punch above his weight in terms of his influence, because he's bringing these ideas and talking points and arguments actually into the halls of power in a way that nobody else is. And so some people said, well, listen, you should start a party. But others of us, myself included, said, well, actually, what you'll do by starting a party is isolate yourself, because you'll make it impossible to forge alliances with those in other parties because they're just going to see you as competition. And you will probably lose your seat in 2029. And so a movement that exists above the fray of party politics, which members and politicians from any party are welcome to join if they share our vision and if they share our principles, that is a far more effective vehicle than a party. To act as a center of gravity for all those thinking seriously about the future of the country, it's far more viable. And obviously, as you said, Ben Habib started his party. I respect Ben hugely, and I hope his party does well. But ultimately, I just don't think it's the right strategy to power, because that's ultimately the name of the game here. This is politics. What we want is power, so that we can enact our agenda, and so that we can fix this basket case that this country is becoming. But in order to do that, you need to get power first. And when you weigh up the pros and cons of a party versus the kind of movement that we have started, party just has too many cons, and a movement has a lot of pros. So that's basically what we're doing. And we've had a huge amount of interest. I mean, we've got the number of people that we've been going for about less than 3 weeks. And the number of people that we've had sign up, it'll blow your mind. I mean, we haven't gone public with our membership numbers yet, but it is substantial. And it shows you the appetite that there is for something like what we're doing, which is a real kind of truly patriotic, truly serious, no nonsense, conservative minded but radical political movement that is actually offering the solutions for the condition that this country finds itself in.
Is there a certain desire to keep Farage in line? Because a lot of people are accusing Farage of pandering too much to the centre or to the all of those people. And is it a sense of, okay, but we're out here making noise now, so you're going to have to stay with us a little bit?
It's about keeping everyone in line, frankly.
But he'll be prime minister, won't he?
Well, I mean, I think, honestly, that the next few years, I wouldn't make any prediction about what the country is going to look like come 2029. I think that things are in such flux, and we live in a period of such volatility, that I think getting complacent, and I worry that I do worry that this is the case with Reform. I worry that they're getting a little bit complacent about because as a result of their polling and popularity on social media and all the rest of it. And I'm still a member of Reform UK, by the way. I still think that they're the most viable vehicle for the time being for the kind of radical change that this country needs. But I'm not a party loyalist. I'm not a party guy. I just think whichever party is the most viable as a vehicle for our ideas is the one that we should back. And so what we're trying to do with Restore Britain is show those parties who do respond to incentives and who want to win and who want power that that victory and votes and popularity lie with our ideas. We want to show Reform, listen, you need to adopt our talking points, which they've already started to do in the case of net negative immigration, as I said already. We need to show Reform, and we also need to show the Conservatives that, listen, if you don't get with the programme and if you don't adopt our talking points and our principles and our policies, then you're going to lose and you're going to be left in the past. I mean, the Conservative Party, I have friends in the Conservative Party, and there's some seriously sound, intelligent people in that party. But the way that they're being led right now by Kemi Badenoch is just laughable. She's just brought James Cleverly, arch One Nation, liberal wet, into the shadow cabinet. She's replaced her chief of staff with a guy called, I think, Henry Newman, who was marching with Keir Starmer at Camden Pride, in the last few years. And all of these people they're trapped in the previous paradigm And that's what Kemi Badenoch is a symbol of. She is a symbol of the previous paradigm where things weren't quite as bad and you could afford to have this, what I would basically describe as novelty leader